The so-called white man in America, the Edomite, his inward thought is that his house will endure forever. That's what the scripture says in the Psalms. And if you take a poll, if you were to poll, churchgoers over here, all these Edomites who pack out all these churches on Sunday, and you were to ask them, what the future of America looks like, they're going to tell you by and large, well, we just need a new president. We need to get a Republican president in the White House, and we need to clean out the Congress and get new congressmen and women in the Congress and turn this country around. And then they'd probably tell you that we need a revival, and that revival can come to America. I mean, they're going to tell you all these things. That is a proud and arrogant thought. And that's wicked. And the Most High hates pride. The Most High hates, it says in Proverbs, the proud look. He hates pride. And Edomite is the most prideful being on this planet. Their inward thought. Let me read it in the scripture. Psalm 48:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. That's Edom. And that's why the day of the Lord is going to be such a shock. I'm not even talking about, the Messiah coming back and him being a so-called black man at this point. But the day of the Most High is going to shock. I mean, that's the reality. But, it'll be astonishing to them because they think their house is going to go on forever. They think America is going to go on forever. America's not even a superpower anymore. America's a paper tiger. On paper, America is still strong. But these other nations, they're not afraid of America anymore. No, these other nations, basically the scripture is being fulfilled right now because the weak are saying, I am strong. These nations, Iran, which biblically, which according to Iran are the Medes, okay? Call them Iranians. But that's another thing that Esau did, is that he calls their lands after their own names. The continent of Africa was named by a so-called white man, Africanus, Scipio Africanus. A lot of people don't realize that. That's not something commonly taught in the schools. It was an Edomite who named America. Amerigo Vespucci is who this country is named after. They go all over the earth naming lands after their own. I'm going to call that Africa. I'm going to call that America. After I rape, rob, and pillage the continent of Africa, and after I rape, rob, and pillage the continent of North America, Central America, South America, I'm going to call them, America. I'm going to call, I'm going to call Moab and Ammon, Chinese and Japanese. That's what Esau does, and that's, I can't stress this enough. I mean, think about it. A so-called white person is as proud as it gets. I mean, they walk around proud. They have absolutely, but most so-called white people have absolutely zero humility. They're arrogant. They are proud. They have the audacity, most of them. If you read the comments on some of these, sites, especially like the right-wingers, those right-wing sites like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Now the End Begins is one. They have a Facebook page that I giggle at from time to time because it's just a bunch of Edomites that don't know the Bible, and they make proud comments all the time. And then there's another one, a news site, right-wing news, I believe it is, and they, on the comment boards, they're saying how they're going to start the race wars, and they're going to rid the land of all so-called African Americans, and how if this thing out in Ferguson sparks into something much larger than it already is, how they're going to go on killing sprees. I mean, they're just arrogant and proud and cocky, no fear of the Most High whatsoever. They don't bother to tremble over what went on this continent, or what has gone on this continent for the last 600 years or so. It doesn't even come into their minds that they are descendants of slave owners. That the only reason they have what they have is because a whole continent was stolen. You hear what I'm saying? They don't even realize that the lion's share, the hard work, the construction, the laboring, the building of this country was done by Israel. And they're profiting off of all that labor. They're so arrogant. And they think that this nation is going to continue on forever. Now, I wasn't planning to go here, but I'm going to go to Psalms 137. Okay? Listen to this. Psalm 137 and verse 1 says, "By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion." That's prophesying about the slaves being brought over to the United States of America, and the slave masters wanting them to sing those old spiritual songs of Zion. Kumbaya is one of them. Kumbaya, come by here, O Lord, come by here. The slave owners would require their slaves to sing them songs. Okay, that's what this is prophesying about. Verse 4. "How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, Raise it, even to the foundation thereof." That word raise in the scripture, R-A-S-E, it means destroy. So it's basically saying, destroy it, even to the foundation thereof. Verse 8, "O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee, as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones." It says, "O daughter of Babylon." That cannot be talking about modern day Iraq, because Iraq, I need you to keep it down a little bit back there, because the daughter of Iraq, Iraq has no daughter. Okay, the virgin daughter of Babylon. That's referring to the United States of America, and it says, "O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee, as thou hast served us." Okay. And in verse 7, right, it says, "Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom," the proud children of Edom, who think that their house is going to endure forever, who name lands after their own names. The psalmist is saying, remember them, Lord. Remember them, because they destroyed us. And the Most High is going to remember the United States of America. to the tune of 200 million nuclear missiles utterly destroying this place.